Before I start the video, I hope that all of you are fine and are doing your best to get through these difficult times. Together we can and we will be able to defeat the virus and get back to our normal lives. So, without any further delay, let's get started. So this video has been divided into three parts. In the first part, I will be giving you some brief detail about the software, its origin and stuff. In the second part of the video, I will be explaining to you its biological aspect, means how the software works and how it will benefit the scientists. And the third and the last part of this video will be an installation guide, and it will provide you a look into the interface of the software. So Folding at Home, or FAH, is a distributed computing project that has been around since the year 2000. Now initially it was started out by Stanford University, but presently a number of research labs are running and enhancing FAH. The main objective behind this software is to create simulations of protein structures implicated in a variety of diseases, so that the data obtained can be given to the scientists so that they can understand the biology and if possible open up any opportunities for developing therapeutics. Now, to explain what all of those lines mean and why should you even consider installing the software in the first place, let me take you to the second part of the video, explaining the biological aspect of the software and how it actually works. The proteins have some major functions in our body, and they are critically important for catalyzing chemical reactions, synthesizing and repairing your DNA, providing structural support, cell signaling, and many more. Now, the functioning of the protein is mainly dependent upon its shape, or the way its three-dimensional structure is folded. Now, proteins are what we call as macromolecules. These macromolecules are formed up of smaller subunits, and in the case of proteins, the smaller units are called as amino acids. These amino acids are linked together to form a linear chain called as polypeptides, and these polypeptides undergo folding or conformation to form the final protein structure. Now, the simplest example I can give you of how the shape of the protein influences their functioning is that of an enzyme. Now, each enzyme is specific to its substrate. This means that a specific shape of substrate can attach itself to the active site of a specific enzyme so that the reaction can occur. The substrates of any other shapes won't be able to do that with that specific enzyme. It's kind of like two puzzle pieces joining together. Similarly, the amino acids form a protein shell around the virus, and the outgrowths that you see on the surface of these viruses are the structures that they use to physically latch themselves to the receptors present in your cell. By this, they will be able to inject their genetic material into your cells, thereby infecting them and continuing the life cycle. So the formation of this folded structure of three-dimensional proteins is not as easy as it seems to be. Rather, it's much complicated and requires a lot of time and trials to produce an accurate one. So what this software does is it takes some computing power from lots of computers to create a sort of supercomputer which will simulate these protein structures. Now, the data from the simulations will be given to scientists so that they can develop potential drugs which will target the protein present in these viruses, so that we can either disrupt the proteins or we can change their conformation so that they cannot physically attach themselves to the receptors present in our cells, thus preventing the infection. Now that you have known the purpose of this software and how it actually works, let's get the software running in your computer and take a look at its interface. First of all, click the link in the description to go to the download page, then download the installer and run it to install the software. Then you will come across the control page or the basic controls page, which opens up in your web browser. There you will come across the change identity box, which has three parts. Your name, where you have to enter your name, team number. This is here if you want to create a group or join one to contribute as a team. And then there is the passkey option for an added level of security so that no one steals your points or your contributions. Note that you can also choose to contribute anonymously without filling off any of these details. Then you come across the main page, which shows the status of your CPU and GPU. Here you can choose to contribute your computing power either while you are working or when it's idle. You can also choose the intensity from low to high. To the top in a drop down menu, you have to choose COVID-19 to contribute towards the research for this specific disease. On the right side, you can see the work unit to which your computer has been assigned. It shows the number of the project you are contributing to and some of the details regarding the project. Now in your taskbar, you can also access the advanced controls of this FAH or folding at home client, but I wouldn't recommend messing with that stuff unless you know what you are messing with. So running this software continuously may heat up your PC a little bit and may increase the electricity bills a little bit. But the good part is that your computer will be contributing towards research for the greater good of humanity while you are stuck at home. All the sources that I used for getting information for making this video will be linked in the description. So feel free to check them out. And that's all for this video. If you like this video, consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and catch you guys in the next one.